I've been telling you guys since the beginning, Pat McAfee does not fit with the rest of the worldwide leader in woke, ESPN. He was also accused of putting Pat McAfee in an uncomfortable position.
If you said that one more time, I'm going to choke out of you when I see you.
Pat McAfee has been telling us for a long time now he doesn't quite fit the mold of the worldwide leader, ESPN. But even he couldn't have predicted the kind of explosive controversy that just landed smack dab in the middle of the sports world, dragging one of its biggest names into a $50 million firestorm. This wasn't just another hot take, this was a headline nobody saw coming, forcing McAfee to light up the airwaves with his raw, unfiltered reaction to a massive lawsuit filed against fellow football icon turned broadcaster Shannon Sharpe.
The plaintiff alleged that the essays took place after a rocky, years-long, aggressive relationship with the sports commentator. Sharpe and Doe met at a gym in LA in 2023 when she was 20 years old and he was in his mid-50s. Doe claimed that Club Shay Show host told her during the encounter that he would buy her fake tatas.
The moment the news teaser flashed across screens, viewers piled into the live stream. Everyone was eager to see how the king of punter-powered commentary would handle it. Would he jump to defend a colleague? Or would he sprint in the opposite direction from this absolute maelstrom? Turns out, McAfee did something else entirely, carving out 90 non-stop minutes of analysis that balanced skepticism with hard-nosed reporting. He didn't just report the news, he took viewers inside the chaos, showing that even for someone who thrives on live, unpredictable television, some stories hit different.
This is a horrible accusation to say, and when you read the other side of what she's writing him, I'm sorry.
Trying to litigate this in the media before litigating it in a court of law.
At the heart of the uproar is a civil complaint lodged recently in Nevada. Filed by a woman identified in legal documents, it levies incredibly serious claims against Shannon Sharpe, seeking a staggering $50 million in damages. While the legal language itself can feel dense and overwhelming, the gist, as McAfee explained, is that the plaintiff alleges conduct that has left her with significant emotional and professional fallout. On the flip side, Sharpe's camp has come out swinging, calling the charges unequivocally false and strategically timed to cause maximum damage. Throughout his deep dive, McAfee hammered home a crucial point that often gets lost in the noise. Mere allegations, no matter how explosive they seem, remain just that, allegations, until they are thoroughly vetted by a court of law. He stressed the massive gap between public reaction and the eventual legal outcome, noting how high-profile cases often live two separate, parallel lives, one in the quiet, deliberate courtroom, and another, far louder one, in the frantic court of public opinion. Evidence in these situations can feel colder than a December punt in Lambeau, he remarked, underscoring the absolute need for calm and patience until the complex process of discovery unveils hard documentation. Still, he absolutely refused to minimize the gravity of the claims themselves, pointing out how quickly sports media tends to pivot between intense hero worship and swift, brutal condemnation with whiplash-inducing speed. The complaint alleges a difficult 2-year relationship, starting when they met at a gym in LA back in 2023. The plaintiff claims she was just 20 at the time, while Sharpe was in his mid-50s. Reports surfaced detailing aggressive interactions and incidents, including specific serious allegations related to physical conduct, described with stark, unsettling language within the legal filing.
Plaintiff tried sharing her location with her friend's phone just in case, but Sharpe saw her doing this, and the moment he realized what she was doing, grabbed her, told her, "If you ever do that again, I will effing K you."
But just as the allegations surfaced, Shannon Sharpe's team wasted absolutely no time firing back. Late Tuesday, a memo was issued through his lead counsel, written in short, clipped sentences designed to leave no room for doubt about their position. The statement directly accuses the plaintiff of fabricating events wholesale and, crucially, doctoring time-stamped messages. This wasn't just a denial, it was a direct counterattack. Sharpe's team didn't stop there either. They promised to countersue for defamation if the complaint isn't withdrawn promptly. McAfee read the entire statement verbatim on air before diving into an analysis of the key phrases being used, words like digital manipulation and malicious intent. He predicted rightly that forensic phone experts would soon be earning hefty retainers tracing metadata, setting the stage for a digital battle over communication records. One particularly disturbing allegation mentioned in the complaint involves a confrontation where Sharpe allegedly saw the plaintiff attempting to share her location with a friend. The legal document claims he grabbed her and made a terrifying threat if she ever tried that again, using chilling and aggressive language. Sharpe's legal team, of course, contests these accounts vehemently, setting up a direct conflict over the facts themselves.
Trying to litigate this in the media before litigating it in a court of law.
To make sense of the complex legal landscape, Mcafee dialed up attorney Janine Prescott, a former federal prosecutor who now works as a sports law insider. Prescott described the civil complaint as comprehensive, meaning it covered all the bases required, but not necessarily novel in its structure or approach. She emphasized a critical point often misunderstood by the public. The requested $50 million in damages hinges less on proving physical wrongdoing in itself, and far more on the alleged reputational harm suffered by the plaintiff, plus potential lost earnings stemming from the situation. She explained that the lawsuit describes a tumultuous on-again, off-again relationship that included moments where the plaintiff believed they were a couple, interspersed with alleged instances of verbal abuse. Prescott predicted a true discovery slugfest, a prolonged legal battle where both sides dig deep for evidence, potentially lasting a year or more unless both parties decide to settle quietly out of court. When pressed by Mcafee for the odds of the case actually reaching a trial, she gave it a 60-40 chance, leaning slightly toward it proceeding to court. This reveals that despite the strong denials and counterclaims, the legal path ahead is far from certain and likely to be protracted and costly for everyone involved. The potential for a motion to dismiss under Nevada's strategic lawsuit protections, often called anti-SLAPP defenses, also looms. Sources close to Sharpe have hinted this could be a move, arguing the complaint chills Sharpe's free speech related to his commentary career. However, legal experts like Prescott clarify that while anti-SLAPP defenses might trim certain claims, they rarely make a case vanish entirely, suggesting Sharpe's team faces an uphill battle to make the lawsuit disappear quickly. Beyond the courtroom drama, the case instantly triggered massive ramifications in the high-stakes world of sports business and celebrity endorsements. Mcafee tackled the undeniable elephant in the studio: how swiftly brand partners vanish when claims of serious misconduct surface. Major sneaker companies and supplement brands, who had previously been aggressively courting Sharpe, pivoted to cautious silence within just 48 hours of the lawsuit going public. Mcafee cited marketing executives who told him, off the record, that they live by a simple, brutal rule: endure one unfavorable headline, monitor a second one, and flee at the third. Sharpe, unfortunately for him, hit that third threshold once tabloids started splashing security camera stills of him leaving a midtown hotel, seemingly connecting him to the plaintiff's allegations. Early in the broadcast, Mcafee quipped that while institutions like ESPN might theoretically stick by Sharpe to avoid conceding the optics game too early, eventually, sponsors speak louder than internal loyalty. Financial analyst Maria Paradz joined via remote link to assess the potential disruption to Sharpe's contract negotiations with ESPN. She estimated his new multi-year deal to be worth just south of 8 figures annually, a massive amount, but pointed to key language often hidden within these lucrative contracts. These clauses allow the network to pause payments if the host becomes materially detrimental to the brand. According to Paradz, a pending lawsuit making serious allegations likely triggers this specific clause, enabling executives to withhold salary without having to go through the messy process of formally terminating the entire deal. As Mcafee summarized the grim business reality, money waits for clarity, a clarity that could take a long time to arrive. Corporate ramifications continued to unfold, with companies like beverage maker HydroCharge confirming they had paused an endorsement campaign featuring Sharpe scheduled for NBA Finals week. Mock-up commercials already finished and awaiting airtime were immediately shelved, a clear case study in crisis management calculus. Brands weigh the immediate cost of wasted production against the potentially far greater backlash from appearing indifferent to the serious claims. PR strategists argue that the faster a company freezes campaigns, the easier it is to potentially resume them later if the outcome is favorable, highlighting the delicate dance brands must perform in these situations. The moment the news broke, the internet and public conversation absolutely exploded. Viewers piled into Mcafee's live stream, the chat scrolling so fast that even his production crew struggled to keep up with the most common questions. A prevailing theme among viewers was whether Sharpe could possibly keep his demanding on-air duties while litigation unfolded. Mcafee leaned on precedent, citing past analysts who have stepped away temporarily under similar clouds of controversy. He also floated the possibility that ESPN, the Disney-owned sports mothership, might try to stand by him initially,